Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Buck Roll. Alright, we're going to do something we've done a couple times in the past couple years. If you've been following this for a while, you know that Waco and all of Texas, for the most part, has been under severe drought conditions for the past couple years. Usually summer is kind of the wet season. We call it our monsoon season here, where you get a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, but it's usually punctuated from time to time by some powerful thunderstorms, but that hasn't really happened in the last couple years. In fact, for the last 2 summers in a row now, we've had weeks and weeks and weeks and even months on end where the temperature didn't drop below 100 degrees. And that's unusual for this part of Texas, at least in my limited experience. Usually it's in the mid to upper 90s, but rarely gets above 100. And like I said, we get frequent rainstorms, which help kind of cool things off and, of course, bring the humidity and the bugs up. But because of the weird drought conditions that have been existing for the last couple years, we've been on water rationing for that time. And I've been kind of monitoring the progress of things by going and looking at the lake. Lake Waco is the primary source of water for the city of Waco, and monitoring how much the water is receded has been kind of a good indicator of how serious the problem is. And like I said, I haven't gone and done that for a while, so we're going to run down to the lake today and we're going to see how things have been. We've had a little bit of rain in the past couple weeks, so hopefully that's helped a little bit, but it's not enough. So we're going to see what the situation is down to the lake. Let's go. Alright, so this is the first place that I always check out when I come down here, and I can tell already that the situation's worse. I remember always looking at these pillar-like looking things down here, and in the past they've been kind of part in the water and part out of the water, and they're completely out of the water now. I'm going to get down there and take a look. I'm going to probably turn the camera off because last time I went down there, I almost fell and broke my butt trying to crawl over these rocks. Yeah, in past videos I've shot, these things have been partially in and partially out of the water. I don't know exactly what these were. They're clearly man-made, and I'm looking at them now. They kind of have some metal or rebar, like it was, I don't know, something. Like I said, at one point, the lake level was a lot lower, and they raised the lake level, probably 30, 40, 50 years ago. I don't remember exactly. By building the dam, you can actually see the dam kind of over on the other side of the lake there. And I've walked across that a couple times, so who knows? I know that there was, I think, a bridge going across at this point. There's another bridge over that way also that was part of that, and maybe these were some of the pillars that were holding up that old bridge. But yeah, the situation's a lot worse down here now. The water level's even lower than it was, because last time I was here, like I said, some of these were in the water and some of them were out of the water, and they're all clearly out of the water now. And you can see up there the rocks up there, kind of that line of rocks there, that's usually the lake shore, and I'm a good 15, 20 feet below that. So yeah, the situation has not improved much. I think maybe I got to come back here with some night with my black light flashlight, because I bet you there's some maybe some cool rocks down here. You might recall a couple months ago I went down by the lake over by Lakeside Park, what used to be Woodway Park, and found a cool reflective rock down there. Oh, that's cool. Look at this. I found somebody's pocket knife. Freedom isn't free. Got a pair of scissors on it. Well, you never know what you're going to find down here at the lake, huh? Alright, well, there you go. Something for my collection. Piece of brickwork or something here. I don't know what that is. That's kind of a trip. I wonder how long that's been underwater. Never know what you're going to find down here. That's a trip. Found some little clamshells too. Wouldn't expect to find clams along a lake, right? Who knows, maybe those are fossils from millions of years ago when this area was under a shallow sea. So you can also almost see some fossils along that too. That's a trip. Getting stuff that's been uncovered here for the first time. I might actually take some of these as samples here. Yeah, this is another indicator here of how bad this is. A couple years ago, I mean, every time I've gone by here, this is kind of an abandoned, condemned pier that's been out here ever since I've been here, and probably for many years before that. And every time when I come out here, the first couple years, the water level was up to this pier. In fact, it was all the way kind of up to right there. But you can see how far the water is receded. And I think last time I was here, there was actually water in this little basin here. And look, the water's retreated all the way out here. We actually got a little bit of plant life growing in here right now. Still a little bit of damp in here, probably from the recent rain. But yeah, there was water in here just last time I was here. And it's all the way out to here now. So yeah, this area was completely covered up with water just last time I was here. That's amazing. Water is really low. Alright, let's go over to Lakeside Park, see what it's like over there. So I'm over at Lakeside Park now, and I was kind of making my way back to the area where I usually walk around and look. And as I was driving by, I saw some really kind of beautiful wildflowers. Decided to stop off and check them out. Look at the butterfly action here. All the butterflies. Oh, look, they're just thick back there too. Let's go back there. Never know what you're going to find when you wander around in Waco. Look at this. See, if I hadn't decided to come out and check out the lake today, I would have completely missed this. Just kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. Look, it's all over the place. This whole field is just thick with them. Several different species of butterfly out here. We saw a few of those, but look, there's two different species right there. Kind of that yellow one and this one with the orange. Look at the markings on the wings. Beautiful. I love Texas. All right, let's go down to the lake. Yeah, we're down here. This is a place I've gone before, and the water is down so low right now that the little kind of low-lying vegetation that was here last time I was here is so thick now. I don't even know how far I'm going to be able to get down to the water. If I recall, there was like a little path up ahead that kind of goes down there, but I don't know how close I'm going to get because it's so thick in there. And I'm wearing short pants today, so I don't really want to go cross country. You don't know if there's any snakes or anything like that in there. Yeah, this is the third area around the park that I go, and this is, I've shown you this a bunch of times, this is usually the level where the water is, and you can see how far down it is. I'm gonna kind of go slowly here. It's a little steep right there initially, but all of this is usually underwater. That looks like another fossil right there. See, this is a great place to look for fossils because a lot of this area has been underwater for 5 decades. Let's see, I want to find a way to get through here that doesn't have me cutting through a bunch of vegetation here. You never know what's down here. I do know that poison ivy and poison oak are fairly common down here in this part of Texas. But yeah, see, you can see the water levels down even further, because I think last time I was here it was up to where this vegetation line is, and now it's, you know, probably a good 3 or 4 feet lower. Like I said, uncovering rock that hasn't been seen in 5 decades. This is kind of down that area. I came a few months ago when I was looking for UV reactive lights, or UV reactive rocks. There's some more shells. I guess there's some version of a clam that lives down here. Someone's fishing lure. I was noticing somebody stacked up a bunch of rocks out there on that log. At least I hope somebody did that and that's not some natural occurrence that we can't quite explain. Now that's a strange fossil. It says Hoosier on it. This is kind of back in the area here where I found that piece of UV reactive limestone that had the crystals in it that glowed. I think it was basically right up there. So you can see the wall there. That's where the water line usually is. Look at that limestone. Of course, you can see the limestone all around us here. That's what all of this is. I don't know, it looks like some sort of a melon or something that's growing down here. Might have to come back and check these out a little bit, see what they look like in a couple months. I saw one of them, I thought, oh, it's like a tennis ball or like a ping pong ball, but it's something's growing on these on this vine, and the flowers look like pumpkins or something like that. Interesting. Something that wouldn't be growing down here if not for the fact that the water had receded so far. From a geological standpoint, this is really interesting. All the layers, look at that. That probably built up over millions of years. That. I think that's maybe worm tracks or something like that. Little burrows from worms. Some sort of shell in the rock. Very similar to that piece I found on the other part of the lake. Very unusual to stumble upon a rock wall eroded away like this. It's really soft too. Highly decomposed limestone. Never know what you're going to find when you pull one of these things out. Yeah, we weren't really looking to do any looking for any fossils here. We're kind of looking to see what the water level looks like, but it is still interesting to look at. Like I said, it is interesting being down here when the water is so low, because you can kind of see stuff maybe that, you know, hasn't been exposed in maybe millions of years. I mean, who knows, that pocket knife that I found, that might have been sitting there for 20 million years, right? Or maybe somebody was just out getting drunk one night and lost it. You never know. Piece of driftwood. Well, anyway, I think we've done this video as much as we're going to do. We've found what we're going to find, and conclusion is we're a bit worse off right now. Water level continues to drop. We definitely need some rain. Anyway, I think that's all I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.